Happy New Year 2025, people. Guys, this is my first sit down video of the year. However, it's not my first video that I put in 2025 here on YouTube. But yes, this is my first sit down video of the year. I have even posted some other videos like Bible study and one that I recently started doing on Sunday outfits. Those are shorts. Those are easy to edit, it doesn't take long and all. Just post it, pew, and it's there. But sit down YouTube videos are they take time. Take time to edit, and anyway, I believe yes, it's good to be consistent. However, sometimes it's good to still have regular breaks. I believe in that a lot. In as much as you try to be consistent, you should still have regular breaks. So I've been occupied, but yes, let's get right into this video. So I am talking about, can God use you as an individual, as a child of God? Can God use you? Yes, God can use anyone. And as a matter of fact, what I find out these days is some people might not realize that God can use just anybody. So if someone tells you something that God has laid in our hearts to inform you that this way, I don't think you should go this way, we tend to ignore or just brush out what someone is saying if we've had that familiarity aspect. So there's a law of familiarity, that familiarity breeds contempt. So someone, or maybe you've even been neighbors, you've been roommates for like 20 years, or you've known each other from school for like 10 years, and then this person comes to tell you, I feel you shouldn't go this way. I have a leading in my heart that God is telling me that decision you want to take, I don't think you take it. The response for some people might be like, who are you? When did you start telling me things like that? So response such as that, there's kind of familiarity in it. This is the way I would suggest the respondee or responder should respond to someone that you think you've known so much and you've known so well, and they've not displayed that aspect of spiritual maturity or growth in for so long, and now they suddenly want to start displaying it. Listen to what they have to say. Even if you don't think they are actually right or they know what they are saying at that moment in time, listen to it, go back home, examine yourself, ask God to give you that spirit of discernment, revelation, because it's also good for you to hear for yourself. Yes, of course, whatever anyone tells you, even if you don't believe at that moment in time, don't display it at that moment in time, because sometimes if you ignore or if you just brush it as, what's this person saying? What do they even know? In future, another time, that person might be discouraged, or that person might not want to tell you something again. If they are, if God leads them to say something again, it might just be you pushing them away from telling you further things or other things in future. So what I would suggest to someone that has received something from someone that maybe they've known for so long, I used to act this way, listen to it, go back, examine yourself, pray, let God reveal it to you as well, that this is what, this is true, and God will still, speak to you. So never disregard who you know that God cannot speak to them. I've had a situation where I said something to someone that this step you want to take, I don't think you should go this way, and person didn't listen for whatever reason, and I didn't push further. I left it, and I just kept praying in my heart that, Lord, if this is actually true, let's just speak to the person, or speak to the person directly, or let someone else speak to the person. So eventually, some days later, someone else said what I said to the person. person, but in a not so pleasant way, such that the person had to listen. That's where, sometimes you don't know what has gone behind the spiritual level of someone that you claim to have known or been friends with for so long. They've probably gone through training, they've probably attended conferences, they've probably spent time alone with God, developing themselves, training themselves, studying the Word of God, knowing more about God. The more you study and relate with Him and have spent time with Him, the more He begins to reveal things to you, the more He begins to manifest Himself in your life through some gifts. And there then comes that part where you know that God is telling you this thing, you don't know how to say it. So like I said, so whoever is hearing things from someone and someone tells you things, hear God for yourself and say, Lord, okay, I want to know if I should listen or what exactly is this person telling me is true, and let me do it and go ahead, or send someone to help, to speak to me as well about it. So there is no need pushing or pressing if you're the one that God has delivered a message to or sent a message to be delivered to someone. There's no point arguing about it or pushing. Just deliver your message and let the person go ahead to pray. If the person chooses not to listen, that's fine. You can always just go on your own, pray for the person, talk to God about this person, and let God guide you. And sometimes I believe this is why some people that God really tells them truth, things to deliver to someone, when the response is not very nice from the person that they send a message to, because that message has to go out anyway. In future, if they have other messages about the person, they begin to post on their social media platforms and say, this message is for someone. If it's for you, I feel led to send this message to someone because I know that God is sending this message to someone. Whereas the person that should have been first partaker of that message, because the response from previous times has not been nice, has been like ignoring or who are you to tell me things, that person is no longer a first partaker of what the blessing would have been, and then other people become blessed by that message. It's a case of discernment, really. God might be using someone that is within your circle, close to you, to tell you a message, to deliver something to you. But if we allow that law of familiarity to come in place when the person says something, we're not going to be blessed by it. We're not going to receive the message, and sometimes we lose blessings that way. So my message here is to tell everyone that God can use you if you are developing yourself spiritually. If you know that you're in line with God, you're a child of God, God can use you. And keep receiving the message that God gives to you. Don't give up. I mean, even if you send a message, you pass a message across to someone and it's not taken, don't push it, don't give up, keep praying for the person. If you've passed the message across and it's not been received, pray to God on how to deliver the message in future. It might be that God might still want you to go directly to the person, or it might be God might just want you to put it on your status, your social media platforms, and let someone else receive the message. That's for the person that God is now using to send a message to someone. Now, for the person that receives the message, please pay attention, listen, go back and pray to God and ask God to also let you know or speak to you, show you signs that what I just received, Lord, is from this person. Is it true? Can you reveal to me? Can you give me a sign? And sometimes some people are not at the same level as other people spiritually. That's just the truth. We are all, we all have access to God, but the reason we have mentors, the reason we have authority, spiritual authority over us, is so that we can grow, we can learn from them, we can become better. So there is a reason God has placed some people over you. There's a reason God has placed authority over you. There's a reason God has put some people in charge of some positions. So they're there to help you. And if you're not, you might be the same age, but you're not the same level. It takes a certain level of training, relationship, studying, with God before we get to another particular. I cannot claim to be on the same level as Pastor Adeboye, for example, Mommy Adeboye, So, but yeah, we have different levels, but it's discernment to recognize and acknowledge when you see that someone has, a spiritual level that is higher than yours, or you see that this person has this gift. You recognize it and you acknowledge it and you pay attention to it. I had a friend that said something to me sometimes. I said, we are not on the same level, and of course I knew the context in which she was saying it, but it doesn't mean that I'm also on the same level as she is in some areas. So, but she recognized and acknowledged that I was on a different level with her on that particular issue, and I'm able to guide her, I'm able to suggest things to her. If we acknowledge and if we recognize that we are all on different levels spiritually, life will be much easier. In some things we just avoiding some things, we learning through some people. So yes, God can use you, and God can use you to pass a message across to people. God can use you. All right, so I don't want to make this video so long. If you have other things to say, if you have comments, please put the comments below. Okay, so thank you for watching my video. See you in my